Katya, people really need to get prepared.
Yeah, especially across the western half of the state. I mean, that's where the worst of it will be, but we're still going to feel some impacts even here in South Florida, even though the center will stay away from us. So here's the latest from the National Hurricane Center on Hurricane Ian. It did intensify into a hurricane overnight while you were sleeping. Winds are at 75 miles per hour, so it is a Category 1 storm, and it is nearing Cuba, where a hurricane warning remains in place. Also, some new watches and warnings issued for our state. Fort Myers down in Marco Island shaded under this yellow color, indicating a tropical storm watch issued for them. And then up towards Tampa and also up towards Clearwater, Sarasota, they are under a hurricane watch. Tropical storm warnings issued for parts of the middle and also lower Keys. Again, here's a closer look at that hurricane warning. Again, hurricane warning issued if hurricane conditions possible within the next 36 hours. For us here locally, no watches, no warnings, but we're still going to be dealing with some heavy downpours. We are under risk for flash flooding for tomorrow, Wednesday, and that will most likely be extended into Thursday as well. Here's a look at the track for the National Hurricane Center as of 5 a.m. expected to intensify into a Category 2 storm later today. A major hurricane overnight tonight with winds up to 120 miles per hour as it moves over the western tip of Cuba, and then getting even stronger as we head into the next few days here. By Wednesday morning, Cat 4 storm, and again landfall somewhere around the western half of the state, and some of the models actually delaying the timing of landfall into early Friday morning, eventually by the weekend. So packing a punch as it moves over Georgia as a tropical storm. So here's a look at the possibility for landfall, and the models will continue to shift over the next couple of days here, but the GFS, otherwise known as the American model, showing landfall somewhere around Panama City. This is on Friday afternoon. The European model a little bit farther to the south up towards the Big Bend area Friday afternoon. And one of our models here, the IBM model, showing landfall somewhere around Sarasota. This is Wednesday evening. So the timing of all this and exact track still needs to be kind of worked out over the next few days. But again, regardless, I think most of the state will be dealing with the potential for some heavy downpours, gusty winds, and even tropical storm hurricane force conditions over the next couple of days here. So as we take a look at the wind field here, this is marking the potential for tropical storm force winds. And you can see, even though the center is away from us, there's still a possibility Vero Beach, Port St. Lucie, south into Belglade, Okeechobee could be dealing with winds around 40 miles per hour into your Wednesday. So as I mentioned, Ian expected to make landfall somewhere across the western half of the state, landfall anywhere from Panama City as far south as Fort Myers. The center will stay away from us, but we're still going to be feeling impacts here starting as early as tomorrow. Some of those outer rain bands pushing in Wednesday, Thursday, some of the worst of the weather, and then we'll start to improve as we head into later in the day on Friday. What are we going to see here? Some of those outer rain bands, and embedded in some of those rain bands, gusty winds, heavy rainfall, and we're also going to have to worry about the threat for some tornadoes as some of those bands push in. They could produce some spin-ups. So here's a look at Vipercast for today, this afternoon, scattered showers and storms, and then as I mentioned, tomorrow we're going to get some of those outer rain bands pushing in as early as tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, still dealing with some pockets of heavier rainfall. This is Tuesday night. You can see the activity really starts to ramp up. Wednesday, Thursday, same situation with those outer rain bands moving in. And then finally, we'll start to see improving conditions later in the day on Friday.